Hi everybody and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name's Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, your health strategist and internationally published author, helping transform your mindset, your life, your business and your body from where you are right now to becoming unstoppable. And I hope you've been enjoying the past few days because we're going to continue on that momentum that we've created so that today we're going to drill down more in terms of what it was that you want, why it is that you want it, so pulling those together as goals, and we're going to start to put some time frames around what it is that we're working towards. Now, all of you listening to this are either entrepreneurs, you'll be at various levels of success, some thriving, but if you're listening to me right now, we know that you want more. Now, maybe you want more for your health and your fitness and your energy and all of those things. And if you really grasp the concept of if we improve our health, we have the potential there to improve every other aspect of our life, including our business, relationships, you name it. It means you can have more energy, you can work harder for longer, you can create more opportunities. I mean, it's really quite endless. This is why I love this platform, to be able to leapfrog other areas of your life forward. So what I want to do is pull out your notes from the previous few days. Now, please make sure that you do the homework. If you want to make a difference in your health and your wellness, you need to do the work. And if you think, hang on, I'm not really where I want to be, and in fact, I'm probably where I've always been and never really that happy with where I am, then maybe it's time to do something different. Because trust me, out of the thousands of clients that I've worked with, this works every single time. If you do it properly, if you immerse yourself in it and don't just skim across it, you've really got to put your heart, your body, your soul into this so that you can come up with what you truly want to achieve. Because remember, these are your goals. They're not my goals. It's what you want to achieve. That's why we want to make sure that you've taken the time to really articulate what it is that you really want. And then if you really want it and you know all the reasons why you want it, why the hell wouldn't you just do it? Because what I'm giving you here over this series is the blueprint to get the result that you want. All you have to do is do the work. So, let's get stuck into it. What I want you to do is start thinking about those things that you said that you wanted over the past few days and why. And I want you to think about what's the time frame in which you want to achieve these things. Is it something that is something you can achieve in a week? Now you think, oh, well, what can you possibly achieve in a week? Well, one of the things might be, you might say, do you know what, I really want to drink more water because I'm drinking too many energy drinks that are unhealthy for me. I'm drinking too much coffee, too much alcohol, whatever. And I really want to be able to increase my water intake to a couple of litres a day. So, well, okay, that's just going to require a little bit of focus. And if you want to drink something else, you say, okay, actually, I've got to drink water instead. So over the course of a week, you can find that actually I've made a really big difference there. And you might start to notice how much cleaner you feel in a pretty short period of time. Other things might be, well, do you know what? I really want to get down to my ideal weight, and that is losing 50 kilos. Obviously, in 1 week, achieving that goal is not going to be possible unless we cut you in half or do something like that. Now, we're not recommending that we do anything extreme like that, so we're going to say that that's going to take us a much longer period of time. That could take a year for some people. That could take 2 years. So you've got the idea of what I'm talking about. I want you to go through and think, okay, so what are the things that you want to be achieving? What are the time frames that you want to achieve those in? And then what I would recommend that you do is chunk it into 12-week blocks so that you've got 4 quarters through the year and say, okay, what do I want to achieve through this first quarter, second quarter, third and fourth? And where are you ultimately going to end up? So if I use myself as an example here, this year I want to achieve something for my health and my body that I've never been able to achieve before. And why is that? Well, I've probably never been as motivated as I am now to do it. I've always been quite healthy, and I haven't been overweight, but I've probably been at a stage early on in my career, like going back 30 years, I would say that I was carrying more kilos because I was trying to build muscle, but I was getting too much fat on my body at the same time. I was using the knowledge that I had at the time, and I wasn't doing it smarter. And so now I do it smarter. So my goal is to get my body fat down to single-digit body fat percentage. And so last DEXA scan I had, I was sitting at 13.3%. That was about a month ago. It'll be lower now. And I'm competing in a competition, and which to become a finalist in that, it will be judged by a written piece, and it will also be judged by a series of photos. So my goal is to get to a very, very defined six-pack, single-digit body fat percentage and the best shape of my life. So I have an exact date for that, which is 19th of November, 2020. And that's when I have to have the photos taken on that day. So there's a whole bunch of work that I need to do to get to that point. It won't just happen. So I get coaching from my strength and conditioning coach. Even though I've got a whole lot of knowledge on this myself, I've never put myself in a position to be on stage with a six-pack, and I wanted to learn from the best and somebody that's done it over and over and over again with great deals of success, and following the principles that I have in my life in terms of eating, training, etc. Because of Paul's his name, I've been working with him for about 8 years, and I just decided that I was going to ramp things up this year. So that means I've got to achieve certain things in 12-week blocks. So I'm in my second 12-week block right now. It's I think it's actually week 17 of my journey, and things are going really well. But you can see how very precise I am. I'm going to break down some of the other things for you a little bit later. But I know what I need to do in each of those 12-week blocks. And the last 6 weeks, we ramp things up a little bit more so that I can drop more of my body fat percentage in the last 6 weeks, and then 3 weeks, and the last few days. So this is what I'm talking about. You may not want to achieve a six-pack. Maybe you do. Maybe it's just about getting more energy, more health, getting more sleep in your day. Whatever it is for you, I want you to write down those things, really articulate them in a way that you can say, well, what are the checkpoints that I want to achieve in those quarterly blocks? Really, really important, because it creates clarity. And when you have clarity, it will also give you focus. And then from there, once you've got that, I want you to also write down based on the knowledge that you have right now, what are the actions that you need to be taking in each of those quarters to be able to achieve it? So for instance, if you go back to the very simple example I said to start with, if it's increasing the amount of water that you drink to 2 litres, and currently you're drinking about half a litre, that's another 1.5 litres. So you think, well, okay, some of the specific things I need to do, I need to have a drink bottle filled with water with me all day, at my desk, wherever I'm going, in the car, on public transport, whatever it is that you're doing. And I need to make sure that I've at least had a litre by lunchtime, or 1.5 litres, or whatever your number is. I need to make sure I'm drinking more water when I'm exercising. You can easily work out, based on your routine, how you need to be doing that. So the key is to just go through and say, okay, what are the things I need to do? So this is where I'll tell you about what I need to do. So for me, I know that I need to do strength training. I know that I need to do 3 strength training sessions a week. I have them scheduled into my calendar. I know the days that I'm doing them. I know how long they're going to take me. I know the time of day that I'm going to do them. And I know the intensity that I'm going to use as well. I know that I need to track my exercises, the weight that I'm lifting, the number of repetitions that I'm doing, how I'm feeling after the workout, how I felt during the workout. I have to track my food in a nutrition journal. I track that every single day for the 6 and 8 meals. On a workout day, I eat 8 meals, so I have to track all of that in detail because I send that through to my coach once a week so that he can look at it and give me some feedback as to what I'm doing. I also write in there how much water I've had, what mood I am in for the day, what's my energy like for the day, how much sleep did I have. My biggest problem right now is that I'm not getting enough sleep. He wants me to get 7 hours sleep, and I've conditioned myself over the last 2 years to be only getting 6 hours sleep. So I have to try and get an extra hour's sleep, and that's really challenging. I have to make sure that I get my food in between 5 a.m. and 6 p.m. Things like that, which are things that I didn't have to worry about before. So I know that I need to do one intense cardio session a week. I hate cardio, but I need to do one intense one a week. It's only for 25 minutes, but I need to make sure that I do it. I need to make sure that I walk every single day and get in at least 10,000 steps. I need to make sure that I'm doing my meal preparation so that my freezer is full. I've got plenty of food on hand because even though I'm creating this six-pack look and the lowest body fat I've ever had, that requires, which may seem ironic, a lot of food. You've got to eat to get lean. That's the bottom line. So you've got the idea. I've given you a whole bunch of detail there about what I'm doing, and I could keep going about the other things that I do, but I know what I need to be doing in my 12-week blocks to be able to achieve that goal. And the first thing that I knew I needed to do was get a coach that was an expert in this area. So what I want you to do is to start writing down all the things that you need to do in order to get from where you are to where it is that you want to be with your health and fitness. First thing might be you need to get a coach. Well, go to mentaltoughnessandbodyshow.com. You go right to the bottom, you can see how you can start working with us, look at the different programs, options that we've got so that we can start working with you, get you to where you want to be faster. You'll all be at different places, you'll all want different things, and that's completely fine. The idea is to just create focus on what it is that you want, clearly articulate it, and then go for it. You name it, you claim it, and you work hard for it, and then you do it in a way that is sustainable for you. So this is my passion in working with people to do with health and fitness. It's not about thrashing people for a period of time to have them, just achieve a certain look and then forget about it and then just say, oh, well, that was something that I did once. This is about coming up with strategies that will you can live with forever. So if I refer back to my transformation that I'm going through this year, it has, so my coach, he says, you're killing it. He says, you're doing so well. He says, he's working with competitive bodybuilders, for instance. So mine's not a bodybuilding show on stage or anything like that. And he said, because of COVID, they've just caved. He said they've said that they're not going to compete this year. It's just too hard. They can't get access to the gym, all that kind of stuff. And he said, you're just killing it. I said, well, I'm actually finding it really easy because it's not that different from what I was doing before. I'm just tightening up on a few things. I'm probably eating a little bit more in terms of vegetables, and I am being very precise with my timing, but otherwise, everything else is pretty much the same. So that makes it easy for me because I wanted to work with somebody that wasn't going to say, okay, we need to change everything that you're eating and you need to starve yourself and do these things and whatever. That wasn't what I was interested in at all. So that's why I'm doing so well with it. So that's my goal for you. Make this workable, make it easy, and a way that you just integrate it into your life. So I mentioned, I'm just going to mention a couple of things in closing here. So I mentioned that I hate cardio. Now there are some people that hate weights and doing weights and just love cardio. Now I'm here to tell you this, if you want to change the shape of your body and become toned, then don't just think I have to do cardio, because your fastest way to getting a toned, lean, tight body, and ladies, yeah, I'm talking about you, thinking about you want tight butts, you want tight legs, tight upper body, like arms and so forth, and you want a nice defined back, that will not come from cardio. You need to do strength training. But the key is you don't have to do 6 hours of strength training a week to be able to achieve that. Now, this might surprise you in terms of how much training that I do. I'm more muscular. I have the least body fat I've ever had on my body in my life. And I train for about 3 hours a week. That's it. Strength training 3 hours a week. I do one cardio session of 25 minutes. That includes warm up and cool down. And I try and do about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes of walking a day, but normally it's about 20 minutes of purposeful walking. The rest of the time it's just incidental walking. And that's it. That's it. So if we can find a solution for you that's going to just easily integrate into your lifestyle, then isn't that what it's all about? Making it easy. Because I think people see it as far too hard. I'm too busy. I don't have enough time to do these things. But there is always an alternative way of doing it. It doesn't matter whether you're vegan, vegetarian, whether you love your meat, whether you're intolerant to things. It really doesn't matter. We create a solution for you that's going to fit within your busy schedule. I've got clients that travel on the road all the time, some internationally, some interstate, some just locally, but they're in their car all the time because they're an insurance broker or a finance broker or a real estate agent or something like that. And we say, okay, well, where are the biggest struggles for you? Is it, evening meals? Is it snacks? A lot of people struggle with snacks. And we say, okay, well, here's a solution for you for that. Would you be open to trying this? And then if it doesn't work, we try something else. So that's the beauty in working with a coach, to come up with those solutions for you. So there's your homework. Go away and do this. Find out what are all the things that you're going to achieve over the 4 quarters. If you think this is too hard, just map out the first 12 weeks. Just look at the first 12 weeks. And that, when I say that, I mean the next 12 months, so 12 weeks. So we're in July now. So why not start now? So July, August, September, think what are the things that I want to achieve over that time for my health and my wellness? What are the specific steps based on the knowledge that you've got right now that I need to do to get there? And how committed are you going to be to achieving that? Rate yourself out of 10, 10 being 100%. And if you're not 100%, I want you to write down why. Why aren't you 100%? Because if this is something that you really want, I would say, well, if you're not 100%, you haven't got the goal right. Because you've got to make it in a way that, do you know what? There is no alternative but achieving this. Don't say, oh, well, yeah, it would be nice to be able to drink an extra 2 litres of water a day over the next whatever period. Make it happen. Make it important to you. Make it count. Life is short. You are worth it. I believe in you. Go do it. I'll see you tomorrow.